journalist, college professor, and self-dubbed necropolist with expert knowledge of cemeteries. For years, his hobby of collecting dolls hid an obsession that drew upon his particular interests, digging up the dead and making dolls out of their corpses. After making his human dolls, he kept them in his home as his companions and lovers. Police finally caught Moskvin in 2011 after years of increasing suspicion at the growing number of desecrated graves in his home city. When they searched his home, they found 26 life-sized dolls, or rather, mummified corpses scattered throughout. The 25-year captivity of Blanche Monnier. When French authorities received an anonymous tip in 1901 that a woman was being held prisoner at an aristocrat's house in the city of Poitiers, they sent out officers to search the home. Behind the locked door of the pitch-black attic, they found a skeletal, middle-aged woman lying on a straw mattress with insects and rotting food littered on the floor. The room's odor was so rank that officers couldn't even continue their investigation, but they were able to learn that the 55-pound woman, still clinging to life after 25 years trapped in that same room, was named Blanche Monnier, and that her captor was her own mother. Victorian post-mortem portraits. Life expectancies in Victorian England were tragically low due to the high frequency of disease and lack of proper medical treatment. And because photography was extremely creating eerily lifelike images of kids who had already been gone for days. The Pioneers' Defense. Known as the Pioneers' Defense, this creepy historical image was captured in 1937 by Russian photographer Victor Bulla. While certainly an ominous sight, the men, women, and children depicted here were merely members of the young pioneers, the Soviet youth group that was akin to the Boy Scouts. They're seen here donning gas masks during a military preparation drill in the Leningrad area. Uncertain of what tomorrow might bring in the years just before World War II, while their home country was seeing waves of death and terror under dictator Joseph Stalin. For children for sale. This haunting photo from 1948 reveals just how much poverty can destroy a family. Mr. and Mrs. Ray Shalifo were facing eviction from their Chicago apartment at the time and desperately needed money. So the unemployed coal truck driver and his wife opted to sell their kids. Though members of the Shalifo family have claimed that the mother was paid to stage the image, the children in fact were sold to different homes within 2 years. Worse yet, the children, Lana 6, top left, Ray 5, top right, Milton 4, bottom left, and Sue Ellen 2, bottom right, were known to have been terribly hallucinating and eating spiders. Michael claimed to be possessed by the devil, and her parents soon came to the same conclusion. They ultimately subjected her to 67 exorcisms, none of which improved her condition before she died of malnutrition at age 23 in 1976, weighing just 68 pounds. Her story was so disturbing that it eventually inspired the 2005 horror film, The Exorcism of Emily Rose. The last moments of Regina K. Walters. Truck stop killer Robert Ben Rhodes may have killed more than 50 women while driving commercial trucks back and forth across America throughout the 1970s and 80s. But perhaps his most chilling murder is the one believed to be his last. Just before Rhodes murdered Regina K. Walters in an Illinois barn in early 1990, he took a series of photos of her cowering in fear as he moved in for the kill. Authorities found this photo and a collection of others like it inside Rhodes' home after he was finally caught several months later. The death of Robert Overacker. While countless attempts at traversing Niagara Falls have been made over the years, Robert Overacker had an admirable reason for attempting his crossing: to raise awareness for the homeless. Unfortunately, his October 1995 attempt didn't go as planned. Californian who fell 180 feet to his demise. "It's like hitting cement," said Niagara Parks police officer Thomas Dettenbach of Overacker's last moment alive. "I don't really think people respect the power of the falls." The nuclear shadows of Hiroshima. On August 6th, 1945, the United States of America dropped an atomic bomb on the Japanese city of Hiroshima. And for some of the approximately 80,000 people who lost their lives, only a nuclear shadow remained. When the bomb detonated at 1,900 feet above the city center, the subsequent explosion caused temperatures of 10,000 degrees Fahrenheit to annihilate nearly everything within 1,600 feet of the bomb's blast zone. Almost anything and anyone within a mile was destroyed. The bomb's light and heat were so extreme that they bleached the city's exposed surfaces, except in places where an unsuspecting person shielded the building or sidewalk or bridge from the blast with their own body in their final moments alive. The Stanford Prison Experiment. The Stanford Prison Experiment commenced on August 14th, 1971, after university psychology professor Philip Zimbardo divided student volunteers into two groups comprised of 11 guards and 10 prisoners in order to see how they would behave on their own inside a fabricated prison. The goal was to assess how quickly and intensely even educated and intelligent people can turn cruel and sadistic under the right conditions, and find out once and for all whether humans are inherently good or evil. just 6 days before the experiment had to be called off. The guards had repeatedly abused and humiliated the prisoners by spraying them with fire extinguishers and forcing them to clean toilet bowls with their bare hands. The study and the creepiest photos left behind provide a chilling look at what humans are capable of. So that is all for today. As always, thank you so much for watching. I hope you